All right, Jeff. We have more we want to talk about, but
Yeah.
somehow we have already exhausted a fair amount of time. I think our listeners love us, but perhaps not that much.
Yep.
So I think let's start to wrap up this episode, but with the last segment that we are going to be introducing this year on Future You. It's a true lightning round. We're going to ask our guests a couple quick personal questions at the end of each show to get to know them better. It's a little bit like that question we used to ask, tell us about your journey to this position, but it will be a little bit more short burst and a little bit of fun and humor in it. But we felt it was only fair if you and I answered a few of these first. So we've got 7 of them that we're going to cycle through over the course of the season. But it's short enough that I thought, are you game to answer just a couple of them, Jeff?
I'm ready. If we're going to put our guests up to this, I think we should do it first.
All right. Well, we can do it you go, I go style. The
Okay.
first one I will ask is what was the worst grade you got in college? What was the class?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what the grade was because it's pretty embarrassing,
Oh,
but it was
okay.
in Spanish. It was a new language requirement for journalism, and I am just not very good with languages, even sometimes my own English language. And what's ironic about this is that my kids are now fluent in Spanish, so it's kind of amazing that I couldn't do it, but they could somehow do it. How about you, Michael? What was your worst grade you got in
I kind
college?
of feel I think if I had done more foreign language, I'd be where you were. But mine was multivariable calculus,
Ouch.
first semester freshman year. I'm a statistic that proves a big point in chapter 2 of your upcoming book, Dream School.
Yep.
I got a B minus in the class, which also I think says something maybe about how, about grades even shifting in the 10 years between, I think, when we were in college. But I will say the professor didn't speak much English that I had for multivariable calculus. I think he was a postdoc, and teaching was not his passion, dare I say.
Well, and that's what happens when postdocs teach you. Okay,
There
so
we
what
go.
was your favorite college class then, and why?
Whew, that's a harder one because I had some great ones. I got to chase Donald Kagan around for a couple classes on Greek history. Vincent Scully's modern architecture class, like I still
Oh, that
quote it.
sounds cool.
It was really cool. I'll go with John Gaddis's class on
Okay.
the Cold War, though, because he had helped do that CNN series on the Cold War, and it was just cool. Like watching the videos, and then the lights would come up, and he'd be like, "So let me tell you when I met Condi Rice," and you'd be like, "Wow, this is incredible." What about you?
It was Chinese politics with
Ooh,
Greg Delorier. I was in college in the early 1990s, right? So the aftermath of Tiananmen Square, the end of the Cold War, the world order was really starting to reorganize. And during the 1980s, I think it's easy for us to forget now. It was all about Japan, Japan, Japan. Everybody was worried about Japan, and now suddenly people were talking about China. In some ways, it was exactly what college should be, allowing you room to follow interests at a moment in time. And I sometimes think that in our focus to kind of get in and get out, we sometimes forget, hey, there's something happening in the moment right now, and I want to go pursue it. I want to go learn about it. And that's exactly what I did with this class. And again, my favorite class in college.
love it, love it. Okay, let me ask you this one, which is, what's one higher ed buzzword or phrase that you never want to hear again?
I will make this very quick. I'm not sure it's higher ed specific. Ideate.
That's
How
good.
about you?
I'll say we educate students for their lives, not their first jobs.
Okay, that's more than those are buzzwords, but I'll let you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
with
Okay,
it.
just
Okay,
let me
okay,
go with it. All right.
okay. So we're a little bit of a slightly different generation, Michael. You and I, yeah, we're not that far apart in age, but we did go to college in a little bit different years. But what's the biggest difference between students now and when you were in college?
Ooh, I think that's a good question. I think now I sense like the immediacy, lack of friction, right, is the big things that I see in their lives that they like sort of can't handle. It seems to me that they just expect everything instantly and without friction is the thing I would point to. What about you?
Okay, well, I'm going to actually just go with the fun here, and it's athleisure wear, right? We just wore jeans back in the day.
Yeah,
Like I don't think jeans exist at that age anymore. And coffee all day. I mean, coffee was still a morning thing. Starbucks wasn't a thing
that's a
when I went to
very
college,
good
right?
one.
So
That's a very
having
good one.
coffee all day is just like, yeah, we would have coffee in the morning in the dining hall, and you really couldn't get coffee the rest of the day for the most
That's a
part.
really good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
La-
and then
yeah.
so why don't we
Last
wrap
one.
up here and say, what's the one campus tradition you secretly love?
I struggled with this. Yale's rich with traditions, and that's where my head went. I'm going to go. I was a carillioner, Jeff, which is someone who plays the carillon, which is a system of bells. And if you picture the Goonies like the organ,
Yes.
like it's like wooden mallets that move these several ton clangers inside of bells. I'm making hand expressions for those watching us on video. Um, but at Harkness Tower on the Yale campus at 12:30 and 5 o'clock every single day, you can hear a 30-minute concert given to you by the Yale Guild of
Oh,
Carilloners, uh, where they play like both obscure carillon music, but also like pop tunes by Taylor Swift on the Yale Carillon. What about you?
wow, very fascinating. Well, my one was at Ithaca. We had these iconic fountains. They were in every view book that overlook Cayuga Lake. And on the last day of classes, seniors would jump into these fountains. They were extremely dangerous to do this because there was a little bit of drinking going on too, I will say, all morning, and then you would jump in the fountains in the afternoon. But it was incredibly fun. You could actually find them on YouTube from some years of people taking old videotapes of them. Now it's actually a sanctioned event. I've actually seen it now, and they do it during senior week, right before graduation. Now the other undergrads are off campus by then; they're gone home, so they're able to do this in a more controlled atmosphere without all the other undergraduates there. Perhaps it's fun, but I think when it wasn't sanctioned, probably a little bit dangerous. But then all the lawyers and all the people worried about risk management got involved, and it kind of changed that tradition a little bit.
I can imagine, and you're on the board of trustees,
Yeah.
so I can imagine maybe. Well, anyway, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
I'm so excited for the season. We've got an incredible group of topics and guests already lined up that we've been excited about all summer. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it. Reach out to me and Jeff online on social media. Jay Salingo, Michael B. Horn. Reach out to Future You Podcast. Drop us notes. We want to hear from you, but we cannot wait to get this going. And so we will see you next time on Future You.